Welcome to MiiQuest. Today I'm going to show you how to assign and assess TechSteps activities using collaborative groups. Logging in as a teacher now, the first thing I'm going to do is quickly run through the process of creating a new collaboration and assessment group, which we've already covered in a bit more depth in the previous tutorial. To do this, on the Groups tab, I'm going to click the Create New Group button. I'll enter a name for the group, 10th grade science, then I'll click Next to continue with the group creation wizard. Under Type, I'm going to select Collaboration and Assessment. This will give our students access to the full range of collaboration options in a blended learning environment. We'll need to choose now how we want to manage these contributions. We can either allow students to post freely, and we can then monitor as needed afterwards, or we can opt to preview the posts before they're published. On the Members page, I'll click the Add Students button and use the tools here to add the students I want to associate with the group. Today I'll search for everyone in the 10th grade, click the Select All checkbox, then I'll add all these students to the list of group members by clicking Add to Members. Then I'll click Next. Now we'll configure the options available to our collaboration and assessment group. On the Posts page, we can choose whether or not we want to enable our group members to be able to create posts, which are like comments and allow students to communicate with other members in the group. Next is the Resources page, which allows for you and the group members to store, access, and share files. The last option we'll make is to choose whether or not to allow students to be able to view the Performance page, which is where you'll enter in assessment scores. On the Checkout page, we'll see a summary of the group. Once I've verified everything is correct, I can click Create Group. The group I just created will now show up on the Groups list on the left-hand menu. You can see that it has a little blue dot next to it. This means that this is a collaboration and assessment group, and that it is visible to the students. You'll recall that assessment-only groups, which aren't visible to students, have a gray dot instead of the blue. Now we're going to add an assignment to our new group. To associate an activity to the group, we're going to first locate it in the library. Click on the 9 through 12 Core Activities Library button, and then choose an activity. Today we'll add the 10th grade activity, Human Genetics. Click the Assign button to associate it with the group. On the Post Assignment page, we can adjust the options for the assignment. First, choose a group to assign the activity to. We'll assign this to our new group and all of its members. Since this group is already visible to our students, we need to decide when we want the assignment to become available to them, either now or at some point in the future. Remember that students won't be able to see or access the activity at all until it's been scheduled to become available to them. I'm going to post it to the students now, and then I'll add a due date. Since this is a collaborative group, I'm going to turn drop boxes on for students. This means that students will be able to submit their work through MiiQuest using an online Dropbox, which has its own separate due date. The Dropbox close date is the last day students can submit their work. Once this due date is passed, the Dropbox for this assignment will no longer accept student submissions. The beauty of a Dropbox is that teachers can retrieve and assess submissions from the Dropbox at their leisure, right from MiiQuest. Most of the time you'll probably want to set the assignment and Dropbox close due dates to be the same. When you've got the activity configured the way you want, click the Assign button. Now that we've assigned the activity to our students, let's quickly run through the process of assessment. First, we'll go back to the Groups tab, find the group we're looking for, then we'll click Performance. On the Performance page, we can see a list of the activities currently associated with the group. Click Assess on the proper assignment, then click on the score placeholder at the far right of the table for the student you wish to assess. Click on the boxes or numbers to assign scores. Once we've saved the scores, we'll be returned to the Grade Assignment page. We can also enter scores using the Quick Entry table. Now let's take a look at this from the student's perspective. Logging in as a high school student now, the student now sees a post from his teacher with the assignment Human Genetics. The activity is also now available in his library, and the assignment's due date shows up on his planner. He can click on it from any of these three locations and get more details about the activity, the rubric, and its due date. On the Details page, in the Dropbox section, submitting a file to the Dropbox is very similar to attaching a file to an email, which is a process many students will already be familiar with. In the Dropbox section, he's prompted to click the New Version button. First, he'll click Attach File, located on his computer. Click Open, give it a title, and then he'll click Done. From the group posts page, he can also post a comment to everyone in the group or privately to his teacher. This could be a question, feedback, or anything really. Logging back in as a teacher now, assessing a Dropbox submission is easy. We'll select our group, click Performance, then we'll find the student we want to assess. We'll click the Dropbox icon, which shows us he's already submitted a file, and click the link here to download the file onto our computer. We can now open the file and enter our assessment of it as normal at our leisure. Now you understand the basics of collaborative groups. Hopefully you've gotten a sense for just how quick and easy it can be. We'll cover some of the more advanced options available in another tutorial. Thanks for using MiiQuest.